Hey YouTube. I always liked the idea that evil corporations in movies would have swag, just like the evil corporations in real life, such as the Aperture Laboratories, or maybe a collaboration between the Tyrell and Wayland corporations, or even Dr. Evil's Virtucon. In this video, I'm going to show you how I made these glasses. In order to get a pattern etched onto a glass, I first have to cut it out of vinyl. This makes a stencil. I have a Cricut vinyl cutter. Do not buy a Cricut vinyl cutter. They have horrible business practices. They require you to have always online. You can't make a new cut without uploading it to their service first and having it sent back. And it is quite possibly the worst software I have ever used in my life. But I have one, so I use it. Don't buy a Cricut. Once the pattern is cut out, it has to be weeded, where you remove all the little extra pieces that won't be included in your final pattern. You'll notice that I included a border. This border actually helps line up the pattern on the glass so that you can get it nice and square and evenly spaced from top to bottom. You might be tempted to just peel up your vinyl stencil and stick it directly to your glass, but that never works. There's too many little pieces that will fold over and get ruined. I ended up using this transfer paper. It's just a lightly tacky plastic foil that allows you to peel up the sticker all in one piece from the backing and then apply it directly to the glass without having any of the pieces shift around. You just have to be careful that if there's any floating pieces that they come along with that transfer paper. Once the stencil is applied and you have that transfer foil peeled off, then you have to mask off absolutely every other part of the glass. The flying abrasive inside the sandblaster will make its way into any little crack, and if you grip it too hard or rub it, it will scratch the glass and leave marks in places that you don't want them. Once it's all masked off, I transfer it to my sandblasting chamber, which is just a Tupperware container with a pair of old socks used kind of like airlocks. Lets you pass your hands through and manipulate stuff without letting all of the powder out. They also act as a filter so that the lid doesn't get blown off by all the air you introduce with the sandblaster. The sandblaster I'm using was about 150 Canadian dollars on Amazon, but I've seen lots of similar designs, DIY designs on YouTube that look like they'd probably do just as good of a job for significantly less cost. The abrasive I'm using is just 220 grit aluminum oxide. Once you have thoroughly etched all of the unmasked parts of the stencil, you can take it out of the box, blow off any excess abrasive. Try not to wipe the glass at this point, because even after you've blown it down and removed the stencil, it's still possible that bits of abrasive will be hanging around, and if you wipe the glass, you're going to scratch it. So once it has been peeled, I give it a good rinse to make sure that there is no abrasive left. And that's it. There is now a permanently etched logo in this glass. It will survive dishwashing, any kind of liquids, any kind of cleaning, because it's actually altered the surface of the glass and kind of sanded it in. I have read of people using this sanded surface to apply a paint that would hang on much tighter than if it was just on the regular surface of the glass, but I haven't tried this. If you try it or you've done it before, let me know in the comments below. I hope you found this video interesting, and if you'd like to see more like this, check out my channel. Thanks for watching.